Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. Got a good one for you today. We've got a small business stimulus update and also an update on the latest on the PPP and EIDL grant and loan for you. So before I get into it, please, you know the rules. Please like this video. Please hit the subscribe button. Please share this video with your friends and colleagues. Hit the bell notification too so you get notified on everything that we're doing. And let's get into it. As far as small business, we're going to cover certain topics and then get into the PPP and EIDL. First things first is if you have student loan debt. The moratorium on student loan debt payments expires on January 31st, 2021. Now, here's a great fact for you, and that is they estimate that 58% of the people that owe student loan debt right now said that there is no possible way that they could make any payment on student loan debt. Now, that's not, hey, I'm going to make a partial payment. That's nothing. I can pay you nothing right now. Here's my offer, nothing on your student loan debt. 58% of those people right now that are in moratorium land right now. The next thing is unemployment. The pandemic unemployment that was extended for the additional 11 weeks is starting to get rolled out. Now, what we're seeing is a delay on this because basically the pandemic unemployment, people were eligible to get this starting on the 27th of December. Problem with it is states like California, they're behind on this. California did, the EDD department sent out letters to 1.5 million people to curtail fraud, to say, hey, you have to verify your information with us. And they gave people specific dates as far as when they were going to start contacting these people. Only problem is they're running about 10 days behind on that. So if people are waiting for their pandemic unemployment right now, keep waiting because it's not coming out anytime soon. And the EDD is definitely behind on this. Yes, they've hired more people. It's going to be great. It's all going to be fantastic. But people are going to starve between now and funding days. So get yourself ready for that. You can reach out to the EDD or the finance department of your particular state and find out when they're going to be issuing this money. And again, if you are self-employed, apply for this again. If you are not, if you're not working and or your husband's working and you're not, whatever, try to see if you're eligible because they're still letting people go back as far as the first week of February 2020, which is would help a lot of people out. So the next thing is the rent moratorium. The rent moratorium is a mess because it expires on January 31st of 2021. Now, what this did was it just extended the date that you had to pay your rent, that they couldn't evict you for 30 days. So you get an extra month, but the money for all your rent is still due in March. Now, here's the thing. I get people that send me stuff. I get news articles sent to me. I get videos. I get everything. And the horrific things that I'm getting are the lawyers that are fed up. And the lawyers that are fed up that work for the larger landlords or people that are on the brink of going out of business themselves have ran out of patience with the tenants that are not paying. And they have no money right now to pay and maintain buildings, insurance, water, association fees, everything that they have to run a building or house or whatever they're renting out. So they're getting very creative on how they're going to get rid of these people. They're getting financial judgments against these people instead of, back east, they call it housing court in New York. They're not going to housing court. They're trying to get, financial judgments to get people, to get them thrown out. They're selling the notes on properties so that the deal that you made with this person is not made with this person anymore. Now, I'm sure that there's lawyers raising their hands in the audience right now saying, that's not legal. They can't do that. Well, again, if somebody's homeless and they found out that the way that they were evicted was illegal, it's a little late when they are, sitting on the street. So you've got that. The CDC still has a form that you can fill out, that you can give your landlord. And again, if at this date you haven't communicated with your landlord, you have bigger problems. But here's the CDC letter that you can share with your landlord to get the eviction stay through the end of January, 2021. Now here's the rent moratorium form that extends evictions through January 31st, 2021. Now, this doesn't get rid of the obligation for rent. I am not, pro-tenant over the landlord. I don't want the landlords to write me letters for this stuff. This is just letting you know that the CDC has issued this form, and if you can use this and you cannot pay rent, they cannot throw you out during this time. So this gives you all the definitions of what a covered person is, who's eligible, the 4 pages, and then you've got the application on how you can get to the form and what the form looks like. Here it is. Okay? You can submit this form to your landlord to have the moratorium enforced. Now, with the new administration, they've talked about different things and extending this. I don't know how long you can extend something like this because these people have a business to run as well, and you cannot have people not pay their bills forever. Now, this is just temporary. This is not going to let you maintain your home forever. They're not going to keep continuing to drag this down the road and let this continue. It's just that simple. There is $25 billion in rental assistance that's out there. The problem with this is that it's being sent to governmental agencies. I did a great video on this. It was pretty popular, but the agencies are slowly getting notified right now that they're getting this money. So as this money comes in, they're going to start giving it to the people within the community. You need to reach out. You need to start within the city that you're in, the county, the state that you're in, and find out about these agencies. And if they don't have it, don't just go to the website, fill it out, and it's not there. I've had 3 people write me today and say, hey, the website doesn't talk about the $25 billion because they're a government bureaucracy that is lax and ran, horribly. Okay? They're going to get this money in and give it out immediately. So pick up the phone and call them. 211.org, findhelp.org. The county that you live in, rental assistance in blank county. Search that and you'll get those numbers. Call those people and ask them, hi, did you get the part of the $25 billion in rent moratorium? How can I apply for it? Oh, we're getting that on Thursday. We're going to get that next week. This is how you apply for that. And that's what you want to do as soon as possible. Now, as far as the PPP loan, the PPP loan has just opened. There is a brand new application form that they've got sent out, and I've had extensive contact and conversations with the SBA. And the most ridiculous part of this whole thing is that there is not a list of authorized lenders as of the filming of this video that they could give me. Oh, Dan, we just don't have it yet. A lot of these banks hated the program and want nothing to do with it the second time. So, okay, well, what does that mean? Where can people go? Now, we know some of these smaller people that are going to say yes already, and we know that some of the larger lenders are going to say yes. But if you have a PPP loan already, you need to contact your previous PPP lender immediately and ask them if they're going to be authorizing and issuing secondary PPP loans. If you gave your PPP money back, you're eligible to get this loan again. And the way that this is written this time is that if you are a sole proprietor, if you are a gig worker, you can get this loan. And it's for basically 2.5 months of your payroll. See if you qualify, see if it can be forgiven. It's a 5-year term if it can't be forgiven at 1 year. Now, again, the maximum salary that you can have within your company is $100,000 per employee for yourself, for anybody that works for you. And you need to look at the application, which I'm going to show you right now, and see, get yourself familiar with it before you contact these lenders. See what they're going to ask you, because they're going to want this thing filled out completely, and you're going to need to know what's in it. Also, the PPP loan, it's a great program. It's inexpensive. You're never going to borrow money. It's truly the cheapest loan on the planet Earth right now for a company of your size. You can get up to $2 million for this. You've got to have a company that's under 300 employees, and it's starting to get rolled out. Now, the SBA, because they're so inundated with this, and again, they should send this off. Once it gets sent off to the banks, then they're going to deal with the EIDL loans. But let's take a look at the application.
Now here's the application for the PPP loan. This was provided by the SBA. You need to get yourself familiar with this. Legal business name, your business address, your tax ID number, the simple questions. Is the applicant owner or owner of businesses? All these things that you can just answer fairly quickly, but know the answer to these. Are you under criminal indictment? Within the last 5 years, the applicant or owner been convicted, pled guilty. Things that you should, be ready for. Are you listed in the franchise directory? Yes or no? These are the things that you've got to get yourself familiar with and know whether you fill this out yourself and take it to a lender or you go directly to a lender. Here's the certification and the authorizations. I understand loan forgiveness will be provided the sum 25% be forgiven, non-payroll costs. Sign it, date it. Here are all the rules. Again, do yourself a favor and read this over before you contact a lender. This is truly important that you take 2 minutes out of your day and look at this thing. That's the difference of getting your loan approved or not.
Now, some free advice, and that is do not borrow money if you have no intention of paying it back. The PPP loan and the EIDL loan both have rules that you intend on being in business. This is not just a free, forgivable slush fund that you get to go buy a building or go do whatever the hell you want to do with it. It's got to be paid back and used for the appropriate uses that are called out in the application. The loan is fantastic, 1% interest rate, 5-year terms if you don't have it forgivable. If it's fully forgivable and you use it for the appropriate uses, you don't have to pay it back. So that's fantastic. So once again, look at the application, but also search for lenders. I'm going to give you some free advice. The large banks suck. They're going to treat you like a number. If you have credit issues, if you have something that, your business has got a problem or whatever, or it's new, or you don't make that much money, or you had a big window that was closed, you're going to have an easier time with a smaller lender. Also, they have a cool new thing for seasonal companies where if you can basically say that you earn your money in 7 months of the year and you call yourself seasonal, like, you live in a resort town, you sell classes for students, whatever, you can call yourself seasonal and they'll only use 7 months of your sales for a year, which is very cool. So there's a lot of cool features with this. But again, they do not have an active list of lenders. As soon as I get it, I'm going to share it with you guys. But as of right now, we just don't know, Dana. Everybody's going to participate in this, and we'll keep you posted. So they're going to keep us posted, guys, on that. Now, the other thing is the tax credits that we talked about earlier this last week, which was the tax credit for sick pay for self-employed people. That is Form 7202. Talk to your accountant and CPA on this. I've been sent a lot of different, tax incentives from people since this time. I am not a CPA. I'm not a lawyer. Talk to your CPA and your lawyer to get the proper advice. I'm a marketing guy, just making recommendations for you, and that's it. But for example, Form 7202, if you are self-employed, you're entitled, if you've been victim of the lockdown, you're entitled to get sick pay for up to 10 days. And it could be as much as $511 a day or $5,100. And another cool thing that was sent to me is you're allowed to hire your children and have them work for your business and pay them basically up to $12,000 a year tax-free to have your children work in your business. So you don't have to pay payroll taxes on that, and they can work for your business. So pretty cool. We're going to share some more tax incentives as we move forward. But the next thing is the EIDL. Because the SBA today, we're so overwhelmed, Dan, and I spoke to a few people about this with the PPP rollout, which it's a mess, guys. If you think get yourself ready for being disappointed in this one sense. There will be people that will get this loan that have no business getting this loan. There will be people that will get advances that shouldn't get advances. You're going to hear about that. They're trying to curtail that as much as possible, but it's a mess. Okay, that's just pure and simple. So they do not have the guidelines for the EIDL grant program yet. You can go in there and you can file and request an EIDL loan without the grant right now. Okay, I think everybody wants the grant. They have not issued the guidance on what they're going to do with previous grant recipients yet. It's going to be, I was told it's going to be at least 7 days from now. So we'll see. They may have it sooner. Dan, as soon as we get it, you're going to be the first one to get it. We want you to share it to your network. So let's hope that's the case. But as soon as we get that, you'll know that. Now, there is a form that they sent me that you can request the advance of up to $10,000 from 3503 that you can use for the SBA. Now, this is a form that has expired, but they're telling me that they're going to be using this form again. I'll show you the form. Take a look at this form, because this is what they're going to use basically to have you request the advance of the $10,000. Now, for those of you that have not applied for this before, you have to apply for the loan to get the grant. It's just that simple. It's one and the same. You apply for the loan. If they give you an advance of up to $10,000, you do not have to pay that back, and it is considered a grant, tax-free money for you and for your business to run your business. So that's good news that they're going to have this. The bad news is, again, they do not have the guidelines. You know, this program should be sent out to the other banks. I pray that that's the news that they tell me, that, listen, Dan, to have this be processed like PPP, we're going to send it off to these different banks. It would be the greatest thing ever, because if they do that, then the thing it'll be handled quickly in a fast manner. Again, there are people, if you read the comments, and if you read my emails, you'd see people that applied 6, 7, 8 months ago for these loans and never heard back from them. Okay, so here's the form that I was talking about. Now here it is. This is the SBA's Form 3503 to ask for the advance on the EIDL loan. Now this, you can see it right there, fourth line in, for an advance up to $10,000 in working capital. Business name, SBA application number if you know it. Application is less than 500 employees. Again, this is the previous form that they used. They sent this to me to say, this is basically what we're going to be requesting this time on the new applications. And again, this is the old form, Dan. You'll see the new one shortly, and we will send it to you. Now, the EIDL loan is a great loan program. It is not forgivable by any means. You have to pay it back. The cool thing is that basically you have a 1-year interest period with no payment due during that time. So the loan accrues interest, and you start making payments a year later. You can go back, and I've heard different dates. Basically, within 90 days now, they're saying you can go back and ask for additional money. This loan was set up so you can get 6 months operating capital for your business. Basically, take your sales, take your expenses, costs of goods sold, your gross profit, not paying yourself and all the deductions and all the shenanigans, that chunk of money, and divide it by 2, and that's how they're coming up with these loan amounts. So that's basically what they're calling 6 months operating capital. I don't think it's 6 months operating capital. My accountant laughed when I told him that, but so be it. But anyways, you can apply for the loan today. You can ask for a loan increase. You can ask for reconsideration if you've been turned down. You cannot ask for the grant until they open the new portal and have the new guidelines. And they're telling me it's going to be at least a week from this video to getting it out to you. So stay tuned. We will keep you posted on all that stuff. And once again, thank you for watching this video. Please like the video. Please share this video with all your friends and colleagues. And again, if you could benefit from anything, from the pandemic unemployment, contact your state finance office, whether it's the EDD here in California, whoever it is in your particular state. Contact them immediately and get the answers, because even if it ran out for you, the way that this thing is set up is that you're eligible to have it kick in. I've had people write me already and say, oh my gosh, I got a letter, Dan, thank you so much. I'm going to get this money, even though it stopped a month and a half ago. So good luck. Look at the rent moratorium, call your county, look into the tax incentives with your CPA, and I will see you guys very soon. We'll have more to follow very soon, and I will see you guys later. Bye.